Just about set. Carl Hess, Les Jones, Roger Ayers. Those are your officials for this championship game. Florida State has it first. This is Douglas. He's been red hot in this tournament.
Elliott Williams gets the starting assignment defensively, but there will be a lot of bodies and a lot of switching on Tony Douglas.
Man-to-man for Duke. Oliby with the turnaround against the roll. Florida State is on the board.
And immediately Florida State going into the low post. And the thing is, Duke does so much switching on the perimeter, they feel like they can't do that in the low box, although they did try to come with a double team.
Henderson has been relatively quiet during this tournament. Williams faces up.
They're going to give Elliott Williams, he's the one player on the perimeter, they'll give plenty of room.
Scheyer, Thomas. Thomas again. And the height will be a factor. This is not a tall Duke lineup. They get it back on the turnover. Scheyer for three. Yes, sir.
Jon Scheyer, 8 3-pointers in the first 2 games of this tournament, and they're going to have to be good from the perimeter, Tim. The points in the paint are going to be tough to come by against a very long Florida State team.
Scheyer scored 22 points yesterday against Maryland. Douglas has eased into every game so far. He eases into this one with a 3-ball.
No question. And you know, your stars need to play well in the tournament final, and Tony Douglas is going to have to be a star for them today.
How about this? Tony Douglas has scored over 100 points in the last 4 games. 52 points just in the first 2 games here. Here's Thomas. They give him the open 2-ball.
He's the other guy that they're going to, Oliby is basically going to play center field in the lane and really almost dare Lance Thomas to take jump shots.
I think it'll take a minute or 2 for the adrenaline to settle down. There's a turnover. Scheyer ahead to Singler. Tied at 5.
And that's what Duke wants to do, to talk about negate the perimeter, or negate the post. They want to put incredible ball pressure on the outside and turn that into points.
Florida State comes in with a record of 25-8. The Duke Blue Devils 27-6. Duke is 2-0 against Florida State this year. They won by 8. They won by 3. Douglas goes in low with 6 on the shot clock. Back outside the kitchen with 5. They're running out of time, and Oliby finishes.
Well, and they got the switch in the post inside, and they did a good job, Florida State, of kicking the ball around the perimeter and getting it back into him. The freshman is off to a very, very positive start.
Scheyer. And Kitchen will hold it up. Back outside to Douglas, and he'll set. A lot of talking on that Duke defense, which is good. Calling out switches, screens, and picks.
Well, and whenever Oliby screens, that's the only one they won't switch.
And Tony Douglas draws the foul. Lance Thomas says, I just held straight up.
Here's the look inside, and couldn't score right away, and then the reversal of the ball, and he gets a nice layup inside for a freshman to get his first couple of hoops. A big confidence builder in this game, Tim.
So for Thomas, that's his first and the first team foul. Tony Douglas goes to the line. He's an 80% free throw shooter. And he goes there a lot, 218 times so far this season.
You can see
Woodman of the World scores. Not a heavy day today. Everybody's sitting back ready for the selection show later today. Texas San Antonio. Stephen F. Austin. Douglas has another one. And it's a perfect start so far for Florida State. They wanted to get out. They wanted to build some confidence early and feed off of that confidence. As Mike said, confidence a huge advantage for Duke, being 2-0 against the Seminoles this year. Henderson had a foot on the line. That's 2.
But he had not shot the ball well in the first 2 games, in 8 of 26, so a good start for him. And also Duke is going to need some production out of Zubek today. He hasn't played much really just because of Florida State's size. He's got to be a factor.
Good point about Henderson. Not only has he not scored often, but slow starts. He had 16 or 13 of his 16 in Boston College in the second half, and here come the Blue Devils.
Already a block by Zubek inside.
Inside, Zubek kicks it back out.
Good closeout by Singleton. Very good defender.
Scheyer takes it down the lane, and he's fouled.
2 shots.
Scheyer goes to the line. He's got 2. Jon Scheyer, a 6'5" junior from Northbrook, Illinois. And he makes the first. Scored 22 points against Maryland yesterday. 6 of 12 from the field, 4-10 beyond the arc. He was big.
We talked about him. He's got an uncanny knack to get to the free throw line, and that was a good job by Scheyer drawing that foul in an area where there are a lot of shot blockers.
And the Blue Devils take a 1-point lead. Into the big fella. Alvey kicks it back out to Kitchen. Kitchen drives down Main Street and loses the handle and gets it back. That baseline is not going to be as open for Kitchen as he found it the first couple of games.
And it's because of the switching that Duke does. At that time, Kyle Singler did a nice job of sealing off the baseline.
Kitchen hit the game-winning shot off that baseline against Georgia Tech and had a double-double yesterday. 10 on the shot clock. Alvey goes out of the game, and Ryan Reed comes in. Get it into Reed. They have to get it right back to the shooter. Here's Douglas. Got the big fella on him. Shot clock is at 5. Kitchen's got to go. Fires. New 35. And the foul on Zubek.
Etchefu in his career has had very good games against Duke, Tim, and that time he was the only Seminole amongst 4 white jerseys. We talked about it, Duke. One of the big issues, rebounding the ball, and he just outfought everybody for that position and the ball.
So a new 35 as Kitchen brings it up and across the timeline. Reed backs the big fella in. The turnaround jumper is short.
Zubek's defense has been strong as Duke allowing him to play Reed one-on-one down in the low post. They want to stay at home on the perimeter players.
Henderson to Scheyer. Seminoles in their first ever trip to the ACC Championship. Singler for 3. Back out to Scheyer for 3. Air ball.
Tony Douglas did a nice job, the defensive player of the year in the conference, getting out, getting a hand up, and challenging that 3.
He fires and draws iron. Duke has numbers. Nice pass and the block. Singleton with a great block. And the foul is going to be called on. Who'd they call that on? Williams? It is his first.
Penalty number 20, Elliott Williams. That's his first.
Take a look, and this is a great job. Singleton saving a play inside. Duke getting out and running the ball, but then Williams, a very good finisher inside, but you've got to go up strongly and try to dunk the ball against this front line.
So the Blue Devils still lead by 1. Kitchen really hasn't challenged Jon Scheyer yet. Now they switch.
You can see Nolan Smith is in a no-help situation. His job is to stay with Douglas.
Splash! Tony Douglas, his second 3 of the game.
And he gets that because Etchefu sets an incredible screen, just really stood Nolan Smith up.
$13-15 to play, first half. You see the 3s. Seminoles 2 of 3, both by Tony Douglas. Henderson. Had a foot on the line, or was it a 3? It was a 3.
We talked about it, Singleton, a very good defender, and he's got the length to bother Henderson, but Gerald just a little step back that time, created some space.
Duke by 1. Singleton is fouled. That'll be Henderson's first.
Well, here's the look, and Singler, just a little dribble, handoff, a little exchange, and that gives him the space to free up. And Henderson has had a very confident start in this game, seeing a little bit bigger basket than he has in the beginning of the tournament.
Boy, he was right up against that line, too. Knew exactly where it was.
Back for Duke.
Dangerous pass back out to Kitchen. The tie-up, possession arrow belongs to Duke.
Great job by David McClure that time, digging in on the post.
How about the job McClure did last night? Came off the bench. He only averages 2 a game. He went 3 for 3 yesterday, 6 points.
Turnovers, a couple of early ones for the Seminoles, none for Duke at this point. And I think if you don't look at a stat sheet, Tim, that David McClure may be the MVP of this tournament so far. If you take that, if they take the numbers out.
He sure has had an impact. You're right. Good point. Sigler from beyond the arc. Douglas for 3. Duke trying to extend its 1-point lead. Nolan Smith looks for a pick, goes against it, pulls up for the jumper. Florida State doing a nice job on the boards. Here comes Kitchen. He'll take it to the rack, and he's losing it out of bounds, and it'll belong to Duke. Carolina's played in the other half with a few sprinkles in between.
Exactly.
Dolkes checks in for Florida State. Both coaches go to the bench early. Get guys into the flow of the game. Lose some of the butterflies. Get them in that adrenaline flow. Here's Singler. Henderson steps inside the line and knocks down a 2.
I'm sure they'd want him to be a 2-point shooter, but Dulkes that time getting off his feet on the pump fake. It's a good sign for Duke when Henderson gets off quickly. He's such a catalyst for this team offensively.
Duke has its largest lead of the game, 14-11. Here's Dulkes from up top. Tony Douglas comes down the court with a frown on his face. He thought he was open for 3 and never got the ball.
That wasn't a bad look by Dulkes, though. He just wasn't able to knock it down.
McClure. Douglas on Smith. Shot clock's at 6. Singler for 3. How about that?
Wow, that was very good defense by Florida State for 32 seconds, but Singler just breaks their heart with a bomb.
He now has 5 points.
Duke now 3 of 6 from behind the arc.
And the lead is 6.
Look how far out the Duke pressure has Florida State starting their offense.
Tony Douglas looks up at the clock, drifts back, resets. Shot clock at 10. Kitchen shot is short. And Kitchen then is called for the foul as Smith goes to the floor for the loose ball. And Jim Phelan, who's a good friend, of course, was a good friend, 4th all-time up at Mount St. Mary's. Blue Devils on a 12-3 run after a very strong start by the Noles. And they add to it. How about that? Singler with the 3 ball.
Florida State, after that quick start, is seeing a small basket, only 1 of 8 last few trips up the floor.
And Florida State's got to be very careful here. This is a strong run by Duke. And the Noles right now don't look in sync. This foul will be on Ryan Reed.
Right, and what they want too, and they don't want Alabi shooting inside, but they would prefer him to take a 15-footer, and that's really kind of plays into Duke's hands if he settles for that shot.
So a little frustration being shown by Leonard Hamilton. Ryan Reed out.
Also back for the
Etchefu
Seminoles.
comes in, and here comes Henderson. Over to Scheyer. Blue Devils playing with a lot of confidence. Singler for three. Bottoms.
Well, we talked about it. Florida State, one of the best defensive teams in the conference, but right now Duke playing extremely well, especially on the perimeter. We talked about how hard it would be to score in the paint, but their jump shooters are coming up big.
Mike, the situation is this. Duke won the first two games with defense, kept the opponents in the 60s. Offensively, not sharp. They've come in here for the ACC title game, and the offense is hitting on all cylinders.
Well, here's the thing, and Singler can really spread you offensively. He is 37% from three. Everybody getting off to a quick start for Duke. And, you know, Tim, the two regular season games between these two are very different. The one in Tallahassee, a defensive struggle. The one in Durham, both teams up over the 80s. This one, at least from Duke's standpoint, looking like they're going to be, looks like they're playing at home.
Williams penetrates. Tough shot, comes up with nothing. That run right there may be the first paragraph of headlines tomorrow if this Duke team holds up. This foul against Duke.
Lights 2-0. Got him by the
So
paint.
they called it on Elliott Williams. That'll be 2 on Williams.
Williams is second. 15 foul. 20 replaced by number 2, Nolan.
Williams goes out. Nolan Smith checks back in for the Blue Devils. And this foul is called on Kyle Singler for holding. Closed captioning for today's telecast is provided by Bojangles. You gotta want to need to get a have of Bojangles. Florida State's last basket came at 13:31 of the first half. And then finally, they get the three from Singleton.
Not a great three-point shooter, but he did hit a couple of late threes against North Carolina before fouling out last night, Tim.
Singleton's now hit 29 of his 94 attempts this year from beyond the arc. Zubek sets the pick. Henderson takes advantage of it and buries another three.
And see, they want to involve Zubek because it brings Olive out of the paint area and opens things up. But and he's also a little reluctant to show out on the shooter as well.
Might be a situation where Tony Douglas is going to have to get more involved than he actually wants to. He's been a distributor as much as a shooter throughout this tournament. Olive with the turnaround, can't get it over top of Zubek.
And Zubek has really paid dividends in this game against Olive. He's got the size and the strength to force him away from the basket.
Scheyer for three more. Are you kidding me? 66-58, January 10th in Tallahassee. As Mike said, a defensive struggle. And then an 84-81 game March 3rd up at Cameron Indoor. Under 7 minutes to play, first half. Douglas from beyond the arc. Florida State's got numbers now. Douglas gets it back. His jumper. This is a 2-ball. And now Duke comes the other way. Look out. Smith, Henderson. Whoa, they had both guys in the same fill in the same spot. I'm not sure who that alley-oop was for. Henderson thought it was for him all the way.
See the run right now, and all of the points are scored by their top three scorers. Singler, Henderson, and Scheyer.
Luke Locke's on the line for Florida State. 66% free throw shooter, hits the first. Locke's a 6'5" freshman from Clearwater, Florida. Played 5 minutes yesterday, came away with no points.
Leonard Hamilton has gone a little bit smaller with Locke's in the game, trying to stay at home on Duke's perimeter players.
Locke misses the second one, but there's Olive. To Mercy, to Douglas. They've got to generate some points, and they've got to do it to get back into this ball game. Olive's jumper.
Still, Olive settling for jump shots, and Duke will take that percentage-wise.
Smith loses it out of bounds.
Just the last couple of possessions, though, the offensive rebounding, Duke making Florida State miss, but not coming up with the basketball. The third time that the Florida State's had the ball in this possession.
Singleton takes the baseline. 5 rebounds for the big fella now. Brian Zubek having an impact. 7'1" junior from New Jersey, playing well.
Capable scorer, but he's primarily a screener in this offense.
Henderson for 3. His shot is short, but Douglas loses it out of bounds.
Yeah, Florida State showing zone on that possession, but that shot came off so hot they couldn't handle it.
Leonard Hamilton staying positive, tells him that's okay, fellas. That's all right, get on the ball. New 35. Smith comes up, looks back over at Coach K, gets the offense. And this foul, boy, that was not a real smart foul. Olive picks up his second.
There's Singler getting off to a quick start off the turnover that time, and he's also been seeing a big bucket from beyond the arc. Big guy who can really spread the floor. 5 of his 6 attempts have come from behind the line, Tim.
6'8", 235-pound sophomore. He went over 1,000 points for his career yesterday, and it continues to play extremely well for the Blue Devils.
Brian really remade his body over the summertime, and I think he's much better prepared to handle the month of March this year than he was last year. Really kind of faded, as did this team.
Henderson drifts to the top of the key. They work it around the perimeter where they've been so good today. Scheyer takes it on the baseline. It's taken away. Here's Douglas. Every time he touches it, he gets 2 defenders in his face. Step back jumper. Nothing going right now for the Noles.
Still only 1 field goal in the last 8.5 minutes for Florida State. Not many second chance other than that last flurry a couple possessions ago, Tim. Not a lot of offensive rebounds and putbacks.
Singler pump fake. And the 3 now has disappeared the last 3 trips for Duke. What do they call that on Smith? Nolan Smith grabbed him by the jersey. That'll be his first. It is a 1-on-1 situation right now, so Chris Singleton will go to the line. Duke is already over the limit. Singleton is 60% free throw shooter. Rattles the first one in. Closed captioning for today's telecast provided by Bojangles. You gotta want to need to get a have a Bojangles. Singleton has another one. And he misses that. Some think that Chris Singleton was the best small forward coming out of high school, and he's adjusted well to the college game. He just goes 1 for 2 on the free throw line that trip. Smith right down Main Street and banks it in.
And that ends the drought. Nolan Smith, a very good driver of the basketball, and things opened up for him. Singler saving 2 points on that play. DeMercy was wide open, and Singler has been quite the shot blocker in this tournament.
DeMercy was going up for the jam, too. And again, Smith right down the lane. Duke with its largest lead of the game.
Well, Mike Krzyzewski yesterday talked about the bench production that he was getting, and it's primarily from Nolan Smith on the offensive end.
And Smith very quickly picks up his second personal. Meanwhile, Duke, 12 of 25, shooting 48%. Red hot Blue Devils. Florida State, on the other hand, 5 of 21 for 24%.
And after a quick start, Tony Douglas has seen a lot of defensive pressure around him. He's only 2 of 7 from the field.
After a quick start.
Yep.
Makes his first free throw, though. He's an 80% free throw shooter. Well, he was red hot yesterday. Tony Douglas went 10 for 18, 27 points in the win over the Tar Heels. He makes them both.
And Al will be a couple of early scores, but Florida State has not been able to get much out of the post. It's something that they wanted to do, but Duke's ball pressure has been so good they haven't been able to get the ball inside.
$15-point advantage for the Blue Devils. Scheyer looking for just a little bit of room. Singler, Smith, there's Scheyer. He got the room and couldn't hit the shot.
Excellent swing of the basketball. That's about as good a look as you're going to get against this Florida State team.
Offensive foul. Who'd they call this on? It's on Etchefu, and that'll be his second. Our principal financial group edge of the game has to be beyond the arc, doesn't it? 3-point field goals. Look at Florida State, 3 of 8. Duke, 7 of 13. That certainly has been the difference so far.
Number 1, Xavier Gibson in the Florida State lineup.
Two and a half to play in the first half. Florida State needing a run. Right now they need a stop. Shot clock is at 7. And it's going to be on Nolan Smith, and that'll be his third. Look at Mike.
That's you know, I'm not a big fan of your point guard battling on the offensive glass, and you have to understand when you're blocked out and out of position. And that was a foul that should not have occurred for Nolan Smith.
So Nolan Smith will have to take a seat next to Mike on the bench.
Ray Paulus poised to come in for the first time in this game.
And DeMercy at the line. Mercy bangs it in. He's only a 55% free throw shooter. There goes Smith.
Well, and let's watch this matchup and see who's on Tony Douglas now with both Williams and Smith, their two best perimeter defenders, out of the game. If he can exploit that and score some points down the stretch.
Saw the Woodman of the World scoreboard going by. Of course, this is Selection Sunday. Tonight we'll find out who's in, who's out. A lot of discussion here today about Maryland.
Finally, I'm about tired of bracketology.
Well, the fans in here today are all excited about it. They want to know who's in, who's out from the ACC. Henderson with a wraparound move and the foul.
22, put 2 hands in his
So the foul was by Kitchen. That's his second.
Foul, number 22, Derwin Kitchen. That's his second, the 17th foul.
This is the thing, and this is where Lance Thomas can be effective. With Henderson with the drivers in there and the shot blockers up front, they're going to leave Thomas and Zubek alone and go after the ball, so that if they get to the front of the rim, they're going to have some opportunities to score.
22, Kitchen.
This broadcast is a copyrighted presentation. Any use of it without the express permission of Raycom Sports and the ACC is prohibited. Thomas misses the front end of a 1-and-1.
Opportunity here is to get this under and it's into single digits, and I think Leonard Hamilton will be happy. Duke could have run away early in that first half, but Florida State starting to chip away.
You're not going to see Duke shoot better than they did in that long run. Another block by the Blue Devils. And 10 on the shot clock. Florida State's even lucky to get the ball back.
They're going to have to split that one between Henderson and Singler. Both of them got a piece of it. Half a block each. That's like a half a sack in football.
We call that a baggie. Got 7 on the shot clock. Tony Douglas knows it. Fires from 3. Boy, he's just lost it all of a sudden.
He's just not getting any looks, and Duke doing a very good job of fighting through screens. Most of his shots have been contested in this first half. Paulus looking back for the play at the bench, almost had the ball stolen.
Almost had his pocket picked, didn't he? Rebound underneath in the putback.
Again,
what a great job by Thomas.
Yeah, just kind of roaming free underneath, nobody putting a body on him.
47.7 seconds left.
Echefu inside with the wraparound.
And Duke wants a timeout. That normally won't win you many championships.
No, that puts a lot of pressure on your defense.
Final 40 seconds of the first half. Paulus to Singler. And the putback won't go. Again, Duke has an opportunity. Ball's still loose. And now the foul will be called on Lance Thomas.
And that's a frustration foul on Thomas. He's upset with himself because he had an easy tap-in that he missed on the offensive glass. When you do that, you don't want to compound that with picking up a needless foul and giving away potentially 2 points.
So now Gibson will go to the line, and he'll have 2 free throws. Every one of these now critical as we go toward halftime.
Well, and you would think right now Florida State has a big advantage with attempts and free throws made, but because so much of Duke's offense has been on the perimeter, they haven't been putting pressure on the inside people and getting to the line, but they've been shooting the ball so well it hasn't affected them.
Mike, we talked about how these points are critical as we go to the half, and the reason for that certainly is what you mentioned earlier. The psychological edge that Duke has, having already beaten them twice, and pretty much controlling this first half.
Well, down in Tallahassee in that game, Florida State had 14 points in the first half. They've only got 21 here.
Shot clock is off. Henderson will just wait. Crowd come to its feet. 5 on the game clock now. Here we go. Henderson, little jump hook. And no bucket. So the first half comes to an end with Duke leading Florida State 35-21.
Now, how about a young man who may take a nap on the way back to Durham after today's game? Kyle Singler, 40 minutes Friday, 40 minutes Saturday, and played all 20 minutes in the first half of this game.
And played at a very high level. Florida State with the ball first here to start the second half, and right away, Kitchen gets the offensive foul.
You know, they're 2 very good defensive teams, but have 2 different styles. Duke is a take-charge team. They're a ball pressure and charge team. And Florida State is a funnel and shot block team. And that time, Henderson stepping up and taking the charge.
You know, it's been interesting in this tournament. Duke's been taking charges. They haven't been getting calls.
There's been a lot of play-ons by the referees. Unless you're absolutely there in position and commit to taking a charge, you won't get that call.
It's a good thing, huh? In tournaments?
Yeah, absolutely. It's
Let
the way
it
it should
play.
be.
Singler from beyond the arc. Kitchen looks for a screen. Dangerous pass. Douglas gets it back to Kitchen. Pass underneath to the big fella. Alabi can't get it to go. Contested all the way. Pulled down by Singler.
He caught it close to the basket, but wound up shooting it going away.
Henderson. That's for 2.
And in transition, somebody has to get out and get on the basketball. There wasn't a Florida State defender near Gerald Henderson.
He now has 12 to lead 16. Taken away by Henderson, who's fouled by Singleton.
When Alabi caught this ball, you heard body up inside, and that's exactly what Singler and Scheyer did, and he was nowhere to go. The guy with the ball is pretty important when you're coming up the floor, and you better get somebody out and get some ball pressure on him.
Especially Henderson. I mean, that's amazing they let him go free like that. He killed this team in the first 2 games this year.
23-point average.
So Henderson brings it in, and with 18:30 to play in the championship game, Duke's still in control. Hadn't been a lot of suspense. Henderson's shot goes halfway down, comes back out. Well, if Florida State's going to be a run, it's going to have to be this guy who makes it. And Douglas scores.
And maybe that's how he builds himself back into this game. He was settling for jump shots in the first half, but that was one of the first aggressive moves he's made to the basket.
See the transition points. That's a first. Maybe you're right. He'll start from the inside out. Henderson loses the ball, gets it back to Thomas. Shot clock at 15. Give and go. Thomas has it knocked out of bounds.
And you can see that Alabi really just playing off Thomas. Here it is. Things kind of open up. Scheyer that time couldn't commit to that right-handed drive. He needs to pinch in a little bit. Douglas doing a good job of recognizing the driving lane.
That was Florida State's first basket since 8:04 the first half in a championship game. Henderson with the turnaround. Yes, sir.
Yeah, under pressure, that's his favorite shot. He loves to shoot the little fade. Gives himself enough separation to get the shot off.
So far, Florida State not able to make a dent in that lead of Duke's. Nice pump fake by Douglas, takes it to the rack again.
He did a great job of working off Singler. Singler got caught on a switch on him, and he tried to switch back out with the guard, but Douglas recognized it, and now he's made 2 successful drives in a row.
Well, you sure pull for a guy like Tony Douglas. Quality guy, very excited to be playing in the same building where his brother plays for the Atlanta Falcons. Henderson is just on fire. That's a 3.
Yeah, when we talk about it, he is such a catalyst offensively for this team. He gives them a lot of confidence. Especially, you know, a lot of times he'll make a terrific drive to the basket, but when he's hitting his jump shot, he is very difficult to defend.
Dokies back to Douglas. Here we go. That's a 3 for Douglas.
And really, his drives have set up that shot now. You know, they've got to give him a little space, and especially after committing to attacking the basket the last couple times, it freed up his jump shot.
He's been in double figures 23 straight games. Had 25 Friday night, 27 yesterday. Henderson again. Douglas with the rebound. Dokies, yes, a 3-ball.
Now the offense starting to come alive. Duke's only 27% from 3, but he had a terrific look at it.
Florida State making a little bit of a run.
The 2 leading scorers have stepped up for their respective teams. Gerald Henderson in the second half has all 7 points for Duke. He is seeing a big basket from the perimeter, knocking down the 3 here, even under duress. And then Tony Douglas has come out and given his team a nice lift. 7 of their 10 points to start the second half. Stepping back, knocking down the 3 here. Tim, in the first 20 minutes, Florida State scored 21 points. In the first 4.5 minutes here, they've already scored 10. 4 of 5 from the floor, 2 of 2 from behind the arc.
You know the thing, too, about watching Tony Douglas hit that 3 you just showed us? He made it look so easy. He was pressing in that first half, especially after the first 3 buckets. Last foul was on to Mercy, so with 15:33 to play, 42-31. Noles making a little bit of a run here. Singler drifts to the right side. Spin move. Smith. Outside to Henderson. They got a new 35, so Scheyer brings it back up top. Henderson, every time he touches the ball, they're jumping now. Scheyer drifts to the left, 10 on the shot clock. 6 on the shot clock for Scheyer. 3 on the shot clock. And a new 35.
And Brian Zubek making a big play that time. 6 rebounds for him, Tim. And amazingly, Duke winning the battle of the boards. We talked about it. That was the key for them coming into this game. And so far, they've done it, especially on the offensive glass.
And the frustration showing on Leonard Hamilton's face. Foul on Singleton is his second. And concern on all the Noles. Scheyer for the short jumper, draws iron.
Singler had a good look at it that time.
And Douglas is fouled. And the foul will be on Thomas.
Basket opening up for the Seminoles in the second half. They've almost already matched their total for the first half.
The foul's in 42. Lance Thomas, his third, first team foul.
Tennessee had an early first half lead, led most of the first half. Now getting all he can handle.
Mississippi State win wouldn't bode well for some bubble teams.
Isn't that the truth? 9 turnovers for the Noles. 14-19 to play. Every time it looks like the Seminoles are going to climb back into single digits, they turn the ball over. And this foul is going to be on DeMercy.
That's just an effort to just out and out deny Henderson any touch of the basketball. Got caught with a hold.
Foul number 2, Jordan DeMercy. That's his second, 15th foul.
Singleton has I think a contact, isn't it? He's working for his contact.
Brian Zubek, the coaching staff said they're going to need production out of him just because of Florida State's size, and he has really been effective on the defensive end of the floor, forcing Olive into some tough shots out on the perimeter. He takes up a lot of space inside. He's been a factor on the boards with 6 rebounds and some really good hustle on that play to recycle the possession.
There's a look at Zubek as Chris Singleton comes back out on the court now. He has worked on his contacts, much like G-Man has all weekend. And we're ready to go again.
We saw a real up-close one of Tyler Hansbrough yesterday. It was a lot closer than I wanted to see when he was putting it in. Florida State really committed to doing a much better job of jumping out on the perimeter and attacking Duke out behind the three-point line.
Duke in absolutely no hurry, but they've got to look at the clock now. It's at 10. Henderson tries to draw the foul, no call. Coach K didn't like that. Here comes Tony Douglas. They go to the left side. Singleton from beyond the arc. Yes!
Singleton making plays at both ends. He's got the length and the quickness to stay with Henderson and bother him defensively, and then he is also rewarded on the other end by knocking a 3. It's a 9-0 run for Florida State.
And all of a sudden, the fans in the arena are on their feet. Henderson draws the lane. Offensive.
Henderson trying to get it back on that play, but let's look at the prior possession. Tony Douglas, a very unselfish play. Singleton liking that side of the floor, knocking down to the 3, and then here's the good defense, Ryan Reed, and there's the push off and the lowering of the shoulder. Reed just moving his feet very well defensively.
Carl Hass and Les Jones both made that call at the same time. So Coach K never reacted. Here's Douglas to the baseline. Slapped away, and Singler comes up with it.
Oh, nice defensive play by Nolan Smith with the reach around.
Back up top they go to Smith. Last Duke basket was at 16:55. Wow. Step back jumper. Oh! And another rebound by Ryan Reed.
The shot's not falling nearly as easily for Duke in this second half. Florida State doing a very good job out on the perimeter.
Douglas, Reed.
And they've made this comeback, Tim, without Douglas scoring very much, but he has been a playmaker.
The lead is 6. First team All-ACC, Tony Douglas. Best defender in the league, Tony Douglas. Now he gets a rest. Duke needs the points now. Blue Devils have gone cold. Shot clock is at 8. Smith looks up, recognizes it, gets it back to Scheyer for three. Bottoms.
And Kitchens tripped on his way out to get a hand up, and that's really what gave Scheyer the look.
Kitchens tries to bank it in. The follow finally goes in.
I think Singleton was the one who got the hand up.
Well, that ball just hung on the rim.
What happened in Duke's rebounders got pushed under the front of the rim.
Henderson on the baseline, kicks it out to Scheyer. Three. He'll go to the line to shoot three. The foul is on Kitchen. That is 4 fouls on Kitchen.
Back in Atlanta, Scott Przwanski with you. Duke out in front, 45-38. You know, not that many NC State hats here in Atlanta right now, but you know this guy's going to wear one. David Thompson. David, that amazing run to the national championship through this ACC tournament. Every time you come back to a game here for ACC tournament play, does it bring back memories?
Yeah, it really does. The ACC tournament is the greatest tournament in all of college basketball. And the memories I had when NC State made a great run in '74, every time I come back, it brings back a lot of those thoughts.
I think folks at home don't realize just how hard it is to win a championship. It's grueling, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really tough, especially back then when only one team represented the conference and the tournament. And you know, you play so many great teams in the tournament. It's action-packed. And then once you get into the regionals and finals, it's very tough. To be able to be one of the 2 national championship teams at NC State is something I'm real proud of.
Well, I know you have a lot of memories that go through your mind. You look at the way the game has changed out here right now. Your game could still fit in, couldn't it?
I think so. I can shoot the ball. We didn't have the three-point shot when I was in the ACC, but I could make the three-point shot and I could jump pretty well, so I think I'd be okay.
Yeah, I think you'd be okay, and I think you could jump pretty well also. Back over to you guys.
A lot of people forget they weren't allowed to dunk back then either. And David could get up. 10-point game. Scheyer made them both. The Mercy has a look. Wilkies. Picked up his dribble and lost it.
And that is death against Duke. They do such a great job of cutting down passing lanes and outlets when you have a dead dribble.
Wasted possession by Florida State. Just dribbled into trouble and turned it over. See how much energy Florida State spent to get this thing back to single digits. Smith now pushing it even higher.
Well, Nolan Smith has given them a big boost off the bench. Coach K talked about it. Their bench play, McClure and Smith, big contributors, and Zubek has also given them good minutes today.
Turn around and he banks it in. Good job by Ryan Reed.
That's a good example of the no call that time and Duke trying to buy a charging call. And I tell you, Ryan Reed has been a big change in this second half. His insertion into the lineup has allowed them to cover up better on the perimeter.
Lead is 10. Scheyer off balance. Blue Devils doing a great job of coming away with the basketball.
Henderson mistimed his jump that time. Would have had a tap in, but was able to get it back out to recycle the play.
Look at this. Wow. Blue Devils controlling the offensive boards. So they say it was last touched by Florida State. Went off of Dulkes. Ryan Reed will go out. Etchefu will check in. Laux comes in and Dulkes goes out. Scheyer keeps his dribble alive. Now kicks it out to Henderson from beyond the arc. Bottoms.
Well, that was a terrific play by Scheyer. I thought he was dead along the baseline, but he was able to split out of that double team and find an open Henderson.
It counts. Nice drive by Laux.
Foul number 14, David McClure.
That is a tough way to finish, too. He was right along the baseline, had to shoot the little floater. Really didn't have the advantage of the backboard, but got around the corner on McClure and made a very difficult shot going left with his right hand.
McClure picks up his first. Fox at the line, 66% free throw shooter for the year. And makes the free throw, converts the three-point play, and it's back to a 10-point game. Smith with a good look at Henderson. Great pass by Smith. Henderson with the dunk. He'll go to the line for one more.
They've really been committed to overplaying Henderson, and he just went backdoor on DeMercy. This is what happens when you deny like that. The perfect play is to go backdoor, loosen up that pressure. Henderson's such a good finish at the rim.
Henderson has been money at the line, too. Misses that one. Florida State touched it last, so it'll belong to the Blue Devils. .8:23 left to play in the championship game. Duke had a 20-3 run in the first half. Opened up a huge lead. Henderson with the turnaround, and he's fouled. Douglas is called for the foul.
Yeah, that's an ill-advised foul by Tony Douglas. Henderson wanted to post him up, and he made him settle for the jump shot, but in doing so, he bailed him out by hitting him on the elbow.
15, Henderson.
So Henderson goes to the line. He too first-team All-ACC and All-Defensive Team. Same as Tony Douglas. 6'4" junior from Marion, Pennsylvania, makes the first. You know, there's nothing like college basketball. If you're celebrating the win, do it right. The way you celebrate sure says a lot about you, and it reflects on your school. So be responsible. Take care of yourself and your friends, and that's a message from Anheuser-Busch. Henderson now with 14 points. And Henderson with a rebound. I said 14. He's got 24.
That's the problem, though, with the early hole that the Seminoles found themselves in. They made headway in that lead here in the second half, but just a few good possessions by Duke, and it's back to 14 and now 16.
How about the bucket by Scheyer?
It really has got an incredible knack of getting the ball up to the rim.
Game's getting away from Florida State right now. And the Blue Devils doing a great job of managing the clock, managing the game.
Yeah, I'd love to know the plus-minus number, Tim, when Dave McClure comes into the lineup for Duke.
Singler, splash, timeout. Trying to get number 11. Blue Devils came into the game ranked 9th in the Associated Press, 8th by the coaches poll, ESPN. The number 3 seed. Ryan Reed loses the handle. Smith comes up with it. Duke fans are starting to feel it now.
You see now with this lead and this much time left, that Duke starts to get very methodical in their offense to run some clock.
Nolan Smith has played a long time with 3 personal fouls. Scheyer.
Wow.
19 now for Scheyer.
He has had a terrific tournament shooting the ball, especially from behind the arc.
Jon Scheyer, 22 points yesterday against Maryland. 6 of 12 from the field, 4 of 10 beyond the arc. That was big. Today's bigger. And it's 65-43 Duke. But today they've made 12, and the ACC tournament record is 15, so they're closing in on that record. Here's Douglas with a running one-hander. That'll help.
This is, unless there's an explosion by Florida State, this is going to be the third tournament opponent that they've held in the 60s scoring, and I think their offense might have overshadowed their defense a little bit today.
Corey looks for help, gets it. Back outside to Scheyer. Henderson left alone. Coach K upset. He didn't want that shot taken that early in the clock. And Alabi banks it in, and he'll go to the line for one more. That'll get Nolan Smith off the bench, and he'll come back in for Duke. Williams goes out, Smith comes in.
And after a couple of early baskets inside, really the Florida State has not gotten a lot out of their post players. It's one of the few touches that Alabi has had. He hasn't played much this half because of the defensive substitution with Reed in the game.
Solomon Alabi, 7'1" freshman from Nigeria, makes the free throw.
This unit for Duke very difficult to press because they have so many good ball handlers, including Singler, who can come up.
Interesting how Duke came into this tournament and actually won the first two games with their defense. Kept both opponents in the 60s. As Mike said, the defense is doing that again today against Florida State. But today was Duke's best offensive production. Here's Smith for three. Henderson with the putback. Douglas is running. They need points. They need them in a hurry. Douglas scores two.
Yeah, and he knows the urgency behind him scoring too. He didn't wait for anybody to catch up. It was basically a 1-on-3 break and still was able to score.
Knowles down 15. Still no hurry. Shot clock at 15. Now they've got to go. So Scheyer kicks it out to Henderson. Shot clock at 2. Kick ball with 2 on the shot clock. Foul. Was it a foul on Douglas?
They're going to call it treble.
It is on Tony Douglas, his second. So they get bailed out. They had 2 on the shot clock, and the foul bails them out.
Yeah, they might have had a chance to get it up on the rim, but it was going to be a rushed shot for Scheyer.
Gerald Henderson, what a year he's had, what a tournament he's had. And what a season he's had against Florida State.
Called him a reluctant star, and in a lot of ways like Grant Hill. Just this year, though, recognized he had the talent to step up to be a first-team All-League performer and did it.
Inside, Florida State goes to Alabi, and again, he has the mismatch with McClure, so he'll go to the line.
Duke foul. Number 14, David McClure. That's his second. 16 fouls.
McClure picks up his second with 4:09 to play, and Duke leading 65-50.
Alabi much better. He ended the season a 68% free throw shooter, but his last 7 games was up over 84%.
And he misses the first. He had 11 points, 5 rebounds in a win over Carolina yesterday, and 14 points Friday against Georgia Tech. He only has 7 here today. Really been a non-factor.
Before David Duke.
David Duke comes into the ball game.
Number 3, Luke Louts.
Under 4 minutes to play. Duke fans starting to feel another championship coming. And the Blue Devils turn it over. 14-point game here at the Georgia Dome. Our Chrysler game summary looks like this. Turnovers certainly a factor, but the threes really a factor, and those 3 are the key.
Yeah, it's been 1-on-3 in this game. Tony Douglas 20 points for Florida State, but Duke's 3 leading scorers all having terrific ball games.
Duke Blue Devils looking for their 17th league championship. for Florida State. First time the Noles have played in this title or in any title since 1991, and they won the Metro Championship. They need to make some kind of run here with the clock against them. Inside again they go. Oliby's shot blocked by the rim, and he's fouled. Fouls on Kyle Singler. That is his third.
Oliby able to catch the ball deep in the paint that time, had Singler on his back.
Mike, every time they get fouled, though, I mean, this clock is stopping, and it's certainly helping the Seminoles. Oliby again. Brings it back to 13.
Straight in. I got him.
If you're looking for a guy, if you get into foul mode, if you're Leonard Hamilton, McClure is the one that you go after.
12-point game. Still time, 3:39 left.
This run has occurred, and Duke has taken the air out of the ball, and they've gone in and they've started to run some clock, and they've lost their aggressiveness and they've lost their rhythm offensively.
It's a 10-0 Florida State run.
There's the guy, and it's Leonard Hamilton making the decision that maybe not be a steady diet of fouls, but McClure is the guy coming in. He was 9 of 20 on the year.
We'll see what he does here. Leonard Hamilton, the ACC Coach of the Year, saying, hey, we'll take the opportunity to put a 45% free throw shooter at the line, take our chances. Now it's up to David McClure, the senior. And he misses the free throw. Coach K yells out, you got it, D. And he does.
Yeah, we just got the friendly roll that time. The first one was halfway down and came out.
.13-point game, 3:11 to play. And they turn it over. Tony Douglas is frustrated. He wanted the basketball, and they didn't even look his way.
Yeah, Kitchen that time just got caught again. Duke really doing a nice job of funneling people to the baseline. He just ran out of real estate.
What a great job of protecting the basketball today by the Blue Devils. Look at that. 3 turnovers the entire game. So they foul Scheyer, and I'm not sure about that. Scheyer's an 83% free throw shooter.
Well, and what they're going to do once they got the ball over half court, I mean, David McClure might have been standing in the hallway, on that play. He will not be getting many touches of the ball, and it's basically 4 on 5, but they're going to keep the ball in the hands of their best free throw shooters.
And that's money right there. Jon Scheyer, Northbrook, Illinois, junior. 20 points. He's had a terrific tournament. 68-53.
Somehow you don't think the ball's going to come out of Tony Douglas' hands.
That's what I was just thinking. After that last possession where they wouldn't throw it to him.
Yeah, he had that look in his eye like this one is going up.
And they weren't trying to get a foul there. Wilkie says, what are you talking about? That's not the guy I wanted to foul. Wait a second. And the Duke fans know that this one's going to be in the bank. 68-53 with 2:29 to play. And the Blue Devils in complete control. So Florida State made a run. But Scheyer's 7 for 7 at the line. Make it 8 for 8. And he has certainly made a difference.
And a terrific year for Leonard Hamilton and the Seminoles. And just all the accolades. Tony Douglas having a great year. Leonard Hamilton getting recognized as Coach of the Year in the league. And just be interesting to see where they get seeded and where they're sent for their first trip to the NCAA tournament in a long time.
Mike, you make a great point. 25 wins this year is the most at FSU since the days of Dave Cowens back in 1969, 1970. Timeout, that's a 3 ball by Singleton. Timeout with 2:17 to play. And Tony Douglas ends with 20. Take a look at the ACC titles. We talked about this earlier. North Carolina with 17, Duke with 16. So Duke has won 16 championships in 55 years. They're about to put that number 17 in the books. McClure gets rid of it like a hot potato.
Yep. Just years of extended excellence for both North Carolina and Duke, sharing that honor with 17 titles apiece.
And out of those 16 league championships they have, and now the 17, Coach K has, counting today, 11 of them.
And it all started for that program under Mike in the '84 ACC tournament in the semifinals, and that win against North Carolina. That was kind of their breakthrough win, and where that team really started to believe in itself.
When you think about what he's done at Cameron Indoor, Mike, with not only the ACC championships, but the national titles. 2001 national championship was a thing of beauty. Of course, 2001, 2002, they were battling Maryland the whole time. If Maryland hadn't won it, they would have won it maybe that year too. But it was one of those situations where he was on such a run and continues that run right through Duke.
I'll be interested to see what the tournament committee does with Duke's seeding. There was some speculation that if they won this tournament, they might be deserving of a #1 seed. And I don't know if that'll come to pass. They certainly won't be any lower than a 2.
Well, I know Memphis is saying the same thing. Memphis, of course, they're being hurt by the weakness of the conference, but their record is strong, and they do get the championship, and they're saying, we saw Pitt lose, UConn lose, we saw Kansas, Michigan State wanted a #1, they lost. So that #1's up for grabs.
I think Louisville has made a very good case for #1.
Now there's a team that flew under the radar, and they win the regular season and the tournament championship in the Big East. Big East, I think a little bit of a disappointment when there was so much talk at the beginning of the year that they'd get 10 teams in. And Georgetown and Notre Dame both were in the top 10 as late as early January, and they both will not be in the tournament.
Florida State not going away quietly in this game either. Full court pressure. They're fouling quickly, trying to extend the game as much as they can. Duke has been successful, though, in getting the ball in the hands of their best free throw shooters.
Florida State, you think, gets a #4 seed? That high?
Yeah, it could be. Very good showing here. A great run to the championship, 25-win season.
Kitchen will check back in for Florida State. Hoff stays in, and Tony Douglas will go out. So that right there is the white flag.
Yeah, Leonard Hamilton giving his star a curtain call, and he's getting a very well-deserved hand from this crowd. No doubt a spot on the all-tournament team for him.
Oh, absolutely. He had a terrific tournament here. Tony Douglas, 10 of 18 yesterday, and 27 points against Carolina. Singled and drains another 3. They double Scheyer, full court press. Called timeout, trapped in the corner. Tim Brand, Mike Jaminski with you. Scott Przwanski, Mike Hogwood. It's been a fun weekend.
You know, in theory, if you have 2 timeouts and there's under 26 seconds left, and you can not have to advance the ball over half court and run the clock out.
Like, I remember a game at Comcast Center where Duke was down 10 with 60 seconds left and came back, took it into overtime, and won the game.
I'm sure the Maryland fans love hearing you bring that up.
Well, I will tell you, those were great years for Maryland.
Mike Krzyzewski is not, he thinks everybody's sitting back waiting for the awards ceremony, so he wants people up cheering. He knows this one's not over.
You're right. He knows it's a 10-point game with 125. Scheyer at the line, though, has been money. And that right there is sweetness. And Tony Douglas back in the ball game. Just saying.
Exactly.
Scheyer makes them both. So it's 12 points. Florida State's got to go fast. And this could be a 3-point play. Douglas takes it to the hoop, will go back to the line.
And that's just not a good decision by Gerald Henderson. You jump out and you want to take the 3-point shot away from Douglas, but you don't want to give him a 3-point opportunity inside. Let him have the layup.
Foul is on McClure, so 1:18 still remaining in the ball game. Tony Douglas has an opportunity to make this a 3-possession game. And he does. Single digits. They trap Scheyer. And again, a timeout is taken. Here we go.
Key thing too, Singler cannot run the baseline. He's got to stay there.
Looking for the home run ball. And Henderson is fouled immediately. So Huff fouls Henderson. He goes back to the line. Henderson today with 25 points.
Brian Huff, his first.
Boy, everybody was excited today about the Henderson-Douglas matchup. ACC Defensive Player of the Year, Henderson and Scheyer. You knew they were going to be involved. I mean, what a showdown. 25 for Douglas, 25 for Henderson, 25 for Scheyer. Wow. Henderson at the line today, only 3 of 6 though. And that one tickles the twine.
He struggled in the game against Boston College, 5 of 10.
And another one coming. And the junior from Marion, Pennsylvania makes them both. So with 65 seconds left. Duke will give up the 2 attempts.
Yeah, you can see basically all 5 defenders forming a wall around the 3-point line.
And that will do it. Under a minute to play. 57.8 seconds left.
Number 30, Jon Scheyer, for 2 shots.
Well, Duke beat Boston College at the buzzer on Friday, 66-65. Beat Maryland 67-61 in the semifinals. And they're going to win here today against Florida State.
Yeah, Mississippi State up 1 point with under a minute to go on Tennessee. Terrific battle going on down in Tampa in the SEC tournament.
And he gets his 27th point.
Half of those coming from the free throw line.
Too much time. Singleton for 3.
Leonard Hamilton's calling no fouls.
Drive home safely, everybody. Leonard Hamilton says, that's it. You guys have played hard. Picked off by the Seminoles. Here comes Tony Douglas. They've done a great job on Douglas, even despite the points he's had today, 25 of them.
Number 3, Luke Louds.
Florida State saying that was their ball. Still battling. You got to give the Noles a lot of credit. The home run to Scheyer. The final 15 seconds. Douglas for 3. Exclamation point for the tournament that he's had. But Mike Krzyzewski's going to win his 11th ACC title. And for the Duke Blue Devils, they're going to win their 17th all time.
Incredible performance by this team. They did it defensively the first 2 games and then with their offense in the championship.
Coach K took over at Duke in 1980. He's won the national titles, one of only 6 coaches in D1 history with more than 800 wins. He has 830 of them. And now he's got 11 ACC championships.